myself and my journey to Islam. I was born and raised into a home that follows the Ahmadiyya movement and continues to this day to be practicing in its religion, that being the Ahmadiyya movement. My grandfather was actually a missionary for the movement. He passed away a couple of months ago. He was definitely an inspiration in my life. And not only was I expected to become, but I actually wanted to become a missionary, a muballigh, a murabbi for the Ahmadiyya movement, just like my grandfather. And I'd actually aspired to become one early in my life. The only thing that I saw in my way was graduation from high school. After graduating high school, I was expected to, and I actually pretty much wanted to go to Rabwa, Pakistan, and become a murabbi, a missionary for the Ahmadiyya movement. The year that I was supposed to graduate in 2002, I had actually renounced Ahmadiyya based on the fact that I felt that I had found the truth in al-Islam, Islam without sectarianism, Islam without any labels, a spiritual path that does not limit one to interpretation, that is beyond all of the sects and what they've made it and what they've turned it into. And a part of realizing the truth and coming to the truth was going to the masjid, that was non-Ahmadi. When I had gone there, primarily to study, what these people were like, because I'm the type of person that, I can read the books and I can read the arguments, but visiting and experiencing is a little bit something means a little bit something more to me than just the arguments and just the books. So I really wanted to see firsthand what these bearded mullah terrorists, persecutors, whatever the Ahmadiyya movement painted them as. I wanted to see firsthand what they were like and what their community was like. And so visiting the masajid, visiting the various mosques in the area, I had a very, let's just say I had spiritual experiences in those mosques and in those communities, something that I didn't have in the Ahmadiyya movement, that I didn't experience in the Ahmadiyya movement. So it was a little bit more of a combination of feeling the Ahmadiyya, or not feeling the Ahmadiyya movement spiritually, and feeling the Muslim community spiritually, combined with the arguments and the dalil and the truth in of itself, that really caused me to be guided. And I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that, alhamdulillah. After leaving the Ahmadiyya movement, the reaction that I got was, it was somewhat expected, but it was a little bit overburdening for me. I mean, mind you, I was only 17 years old at the time when I had left the Ahmadiyya movement. I'm 23 now, but I was 17 then, and when I said that I've renounced the Ahmadiyya movement, the reaction from family members and from friends of the family was not pretty. I had family members come to my house and really put me down, and it got to the extent where my parents were talking about kicking me out of the house. They were talking about they wouldn't let me go to the masjid. My keys were taken away for Jummah, saying that I couldn't go to Jummah, to the quote unquote Sunni mosque, and the tactics were done to keep me away from there, and they wanted me to go to the Ahmadiyya Center, and for me, I just couldn't do that at first. I just couldn't be forced to say that I'm something when I'm not by my heart, and I don't believe it to be the truth. And so what ended up happening was that I was void of religious practice for a while. I tried to keep my iman up, but not being able to express myself openly and able to express my, who I am and what my beliefs are and what my religion is. It being 17 years old, I mean, it really got to me, and there came to a point where I just stopped practicing, Islam as entirely. I mean, the pressure came to me to that extent, and I was, like I said, I was praying 5 times a day, studying the Quran, really involved in Islam. And after going through all of that, I basically decided at that point that I'm not going to practice any religion at all, and I even started calling myself Ahmadi again for the sake of the reputation of my parents, because Ahmadiyya movement, it's the social bondage that one involves himself into when he converts to the religion or is born into the religion, such as myself, is very distressing in the case that one should rebel against the movement. I didn't rebel, I just left it. And I guess that was something that the family and friends of the family disapproved of. So, I mean, after stopping my religious practice, and I seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that time period. It was for at least 2 or 3 years, unfortunately, where I had given up practicing religion and I had pursued a lifestyle that that really didn't care about religion. It really didn't care about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I knew that in my heart that I believed in Allah and I had faith in Him. But unfortunately, I couldn't practice the religion that I wanted to practice. And that was why I lowered myself to just following my desires and just living the American lifestyle. That was more comfortable than the stress of seeing my parents have to cry and and seeing the stress that they went through and that family went through in my decisions. So after all of that, I just pretty much decided that I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to hurt my parents. And unfortunately, even I tried practicing Islam just individually, but I just lost all spirituality in me because I didn't know where to go from there. So for those 3 years, I ended up becoming, unfortunately, a person who did things that were un-Islamic. But there came to a point when I was when I was going to college, and I said that I can't do this anymore. This is not me. This is not who I was, and this is not who I am. And I was going to school, which was a Friday morning, and I decided to turn the car around and skip class that day. And I went back to the masjid because I knew that it was the only place that I could go where I could be guided, back to being a muttaqi person that I wanted to be and that I should be. The struggle just continues from there. I don't claim to be an infallible person. I've continued to make mistakes. But I strive to become a better person. And the dawah that I give isn't about me. It's not a personal vendetta that I have against the Ahmadiyya movement. It's not something like I want to prove that I'm someone of a great caliber or something like that. It's not about that at all. It's to establish the truth. And alhamdulillah, I believe that I found the truth, and I'm extremely proud to be a part of this ummah. I'm extremely proud to be a part of this deen, and the brotherhood that exists in this deen and in this ummah is extremely powerful, and it's helped me to realize my priorities. It's helped me to become a stronger person. It's given me faith, and it's given me spirituality, and I can only be thankful for that.